Hey, what's going on, good people? As always, it's your boy Foots the King. I'm back. Yo, what's going on, y'all? So the season is like legit over. I got this BS, and I'll turn it down right now. All right, that's done. I got this BS of a Super Bowl classic playing in the background, and yes, that's what it was. It was an absolute snooze fest, but we are fully locked into draft season. So what does that mean? A lot of reaching, a lot of smoke screens, and mock drafts. And this mock draft, it's a 2-round edition, and from the title you guys will see that the Cowboys do trade up. But I didn't trade in the first round for a couple reasons, and when I get to my names, I'll tell you guys why. But this is not just for Cowboys fans. So if you're a fan of the New York Jets, if you're a fan of the Atlanta Falcons, and you want to just kind of jump in, see what the heck or who the heck is this Foots guy and who is he talking about and what is he talking about? Well, come on in, because my claim to fame is I really love the draft. Like, I really love team building. I really love how it all comes together. You have to be able to, in this day and age, with the salary cap things and everything that's happening in this league and guys wanting a bunch of money and you having to overpay, you better know how to draft. You better know how to replace. I love you, but I got to replace you. So this is my first mock draft. What I wanted to do is I want to take my time. So I've been saying for a long time I got my mock draft ready. I got my mock draft ready. Well, you know what? I didn't have my mock draft ready, okay? What you have to do is when you're making these mock drafts, you got to make them as realistic as you think. Now, these are my ideas. I'm sure that when you guys get to the comments, you'll have a bunch of reasons why this won't work, why that won't work, and that's okay. But all I ask is if that you see your team or you see a player that it doesn't make sense for you, you tell me why and we can talk about it. That's all I ask. Don't come in here talking a bunch of crazy stuff, because we could talk. Let's talk. You feel me? But before I do any of that, guys, I'm doing another giveaway. I'm going to be giving away 5 of my CDs, all right? Many of you guys who have been with this channel know that I make music, so I'm going to sign them. I'm going to mail them out to you. All you have to do is follow this. Broncos 8U on Instagram. Many of you guys know that I coach. That's like my way of giving back to the community. So while I'm doing this YouTube stuff, while I'm making music, you still got to give back to the youth. Each one, teach one. So that's what I do. We're trying to get the Instagram up, and we have a big season coming up, 8U, 8 and under, and you guys can see like the kids training. You can show your kids and see why football is so important, why youth football is so important, and get the kids back excited about football. I know in this country there's been with the CTE and this, that, and the third, there's been a kind of, I don't know if I want my kid to play tackle football. Trust me, it's amazing. And those of you who know me, who live in the DC area, you guys know like this area is a hub for football. So again, follow on Instagram, Broncos 8U, all one word. We're a team out in the Maryland area. Follow us on Instagram and come back, comment, done. You guys enter the raffle. Next video that I do, which will be a prospect ranking. I'm going to start ranking the prospects that the Cowboys may need. So like linebacker prospects. We don't need any linebackers. We have great linebackers. Safety prospects, D-line prospects. I may do linebackers, but more or less interior lineman prospects. I'm going to start ranking them and just getting ready for this draft season. Do some more crazy trade mock drafts and just get you guys going. All right, so make sure you guys do that. Let's get into this 2-round mock draft. I'll kind of skim through the first round, talk about the second round. Here we go. Yo, so I'm back, and in the name of draft season, I got the Joe Boo draft tour. We went on a draft tour last year at Cowboy Stadium. It was really fun. Got to go out there, got to cover the draft with Mark Holmes, a bunch of other Cowboys YouTubers. Voch was out there, Joe Rod, Law Nation. It was really fun. And though I'm not going to the draft this year, I will be here talking to you guys about the draft. So let's jump right into it. All right, so pick number 1, Arizona Cardinals, Nick Bosa. So many of you guys know his brother Joey Bosa. Well, I look at Nick Bosa as just a more polished Joey. Not quite as strong, but he just has better pass rush moves. The Arizona Cardinals hit a need there. San Francisco. All right, so John Lynch and those boys, they need to start drafting well. They need to actually start hitting on some of these drafts, like not having draft picks that are fighting women and getting traded. And yeah, anyway, so they need to hit on this Quinnen Williams. I gave them Quinnen Williams, pick number 2. The Jets, Josh Allen. So I really like Josh Allen. He actually reminds me a lot of DeMarcus Ware. Not quite as twitchy as DeMarcus Ware coming out of Troy, but you put him in that defense with Williams. You let him play Jamal Adams. Now you're building something on one side of the ball. You guys got to get good players. The Jets need good players. They get one with Josh Allen. All right, so the Oakland Raiders. So a lot of people really, for some odd reason, think that the Oakland Raiders would draft a quarterback. Okay, John Gruden, don't draft a quarterback. Oakland Raiders fans, you don't need a quarterback. You guys need good football players. And you guys need good football players on one side of the ball. Guess what that side of the ball is? Defense, okay? So, you guys traded Khalil Mack. You instantly get a player who can come in, play all over that defensive line, RASHAN Gary. I think that he helps you guys out a lot. Okay, so we all know that the Giants have come out and said, you know, we're going to have faith in Eli Manning, this, that, and the third. We still believe? No. I believe it's a smokescreen. If you have a chance, and I'm telling you now, Dwayne Haskins is going to blow up the combine. Look at his film. I think that he's a better version of Teddy Bridgewater, okay? So if you're getting that, if not now, then when? Okay, you can't keep prolonging what has to be done. Eli Manning's time in the NFL is over. Get you a replacement. Upgrade the position. All right, so moving down to the Detroit Lions. Obviously, the Jacksonville Jaguars got Kyler Murray. Who knows what Kyler Murray is going to do, so I'm skipping over that, honestly, because I really don't like the player, and watching him interview, he just kind of turned me off. He's not media ready, and I don't know how serious he's going to take being a quarterback in the NFL. So, skipping down to the Detroit Lions. Cody Ford, I love this player. He can play all over the line. He could probably kick in the guard. He can play right tackle, left tackle. That whole offensive line for the Oklahoma Sooners is probably going to get drafted, and they're all really, really good. Word to my homie Bosh. Alright, so I know I'm jumping around all over the place, but if you guys can notice, well, you guys should be able to notice right now, the first round is on the ticker, so you guys just see, find your guy, find who I gave your team, and then just jump in the comments and just let me know what you guys think. But look, so I gave the Redskins Brian Burns. Now, a lot of you guys may be asking, Foots, why wouldn't you give the Redskins Daniel Jones? Well, I wanted to be original. Here's the thing. Daniel Jones is Alex Smith. No shade, but Alex Smith is an average quarterback. Daniel Jones is an average quarterback. If we're being honest, Daniel Jones is like a third-round talent. So why would you – I know quarterbacks get pushed up, but he's just not ready. There's no way he's going to come in the league and be ready to make this team compete. Like, that's an absolute no. So why not go get a journeyman, a Joe Flacco, somebody along those lines, kind of wait – kind of see, maybe you get Daniel Jones later on and you get another quarterback later on who you can kind of develop, but there's no Jarrett Stidham, somebody like that, but there's no way that I'm gonna overdraft just because I quote unquote need that position. You know, that really gets you in trouble. That gets a lot of teams in trouble when you're trying to overcompensate just because you need that position. And then if you think about it, if we're being completely honest, in order for the Skins to get a guy, say they want a Haskins, you got to get in front of the Giants. You probably got to try to jump the Jags too, because if they found out you're going up, they're going to want to go up. You may have to get to 1. It's just too rich coming from 15. I wouldn't do it. Now, I know a very controversial pick in this mock draft will be Ed Oliver falling all the way to Tennessee at 19. Now, what happens in drafts all the times? It happened last year. Let's take last year with Derwin James. I mean, sometimes teams don't know what to do with a player. Ed Oliver is a smaller defensive tackle. Some people will think he's Aaron Donald. Some people will think, I just can't take that risk. This is a very, very heavy D-line. I mean, you can see within this is a very, very heavy D-line draft. So you can see within my first couple of picks, I mean, there's defensive players all over the board. So there's guys who, in scouts' minds and the team's mind, they may not have a plan for a, let's be honest, a John Randall type frame defensive tackle. And they're going to want to know what's his motor like. Now, me personally, I love Ed Oliver, but could he fall? Absolutely. So I just wanted to be original in my thoughts. Will it happen? I have no idea. Can it happen? It's very possible. So now the very next pick, all right, pick 20, and let's talk about this Greedy Williams, okay? I think that the Pittsburgh Steelers could very well just stand in and pick him. So what could happen is, and what I've been seeing a lot of is this. Everybody's penciling in Kansas City to just jump and try to trade up to that Pittsburgh spot. I've seen it in a bunch of mock drafts. I've seen it written all over the place. Pittsburgh needs secondary help. Not to mention, Pittsburgh needs good players. And Greedy Williams is a very good player. So I could definitely see the Pittsburgh Steelers taking Greedy Williams. All right, here we go. Baltimore gets some help for Lamar Jackson with N'Keal Harry. N'Keal Harry is one of my favorite receivers in this draft. I don't know what his speed is going to be at the combine. I just know he's a good football player. Baltimore, that's what they do. They just stand in, stay pat, take good football players. That's what they did. They took Marlon Humphreys, stood in, stood pat. Marlon Humphreys had a big year this year. That Ozzie Newsome scouting tree will kind of do the same thing. They may even hit up Ozzie Newsome and say, Ozzie, what do you think about this guy? Anyway, the whole point is Baltimore, that's just what they do. They just stand pack, take good football players. All right, so I got the Eagles. This is still for the Eagles right here at 25, taking Andre Dillard. If he falls there, I think it's a no-brainer. You got to replace Jason Peters. Even though I don't think that Dillard will be a left tackle right away, I think he could start off at right, and then in the league maybe transition to left tackle. Although he was really good at Washington State as a left tackle. So he could play all over the line. I think he could play either tackle spot, but I think he would probably be a right to start off. But who knows? He played left at the Senior Bowl very, very well. Oakland Raiders, again, towards the bottom of the draft, get a very, very good linebacker from Michigan and Devin Bush. Now, this Devin Bush is very, very, like, small, very London Fletcher-esque, but just always in position. Makes every single tackle. Kind of like a better version of Denzel Perryman. So, like I said, the Oakland Raiders, don't get that out your mind that the Oakland Raiders are going to draft a quarterback. I mean, if they do, John Gruden, you're a complete idiot because you need good football players. There's no way, and you just gave Derek Carr that money. Just stop. I mean, I can't even believe that I've seen that places, but who knows? All right, so, and then kind of the heartbreak of this draft is that, of course, New England gets another great talent. Probably my favorite player in this draft, T.J. Hawkinson, Iowa State tight end. I mean, he can block, he can catch. You don't know what's going to happen with Gronk. Though he's not as tall as Gronk, it's that same type of just a Belichick guy. He'll go in and do everything that Bill Belichick wants him to do. This screams New England. So if T.J. Hawkinson is sitting around towards the end of the draft, I guarantee that the New England Patriots would draft T.J. Hawkinson. And then you hear Tom Brady talking about he wants to play for 3 more years. And who are we to doubt Tom Brady? He just beat the Rams. I mean, he's great. So, and then, I mean, I know a lot of people don't want to talk about the Patriots anymore, but you kind of just have to. I mean, doggone it, I hate the Patriots. All right, so here we go. That's my first round. You guys chew it up. Eat it up. Let me know what you guys think. All right, let's transition to the second round. All right, so again, with this second round, all I'm going to do is just kind of skim through these picks, and I'm going to get to the Cowboys picks, and you guys let me know what you guys think. Again, the prospects are on the ticker at the bottom. All right, so here we go. So the Giants get a steal at 37. I honestly think that Jawan Taylor is going to fly up draft boards, though. So I just put him here to the Giants because obviously tackle was a need for them. Eric Flower was complete doo-doo. But this Jawan Taylor, he's special. I think when he goes to the combine and they see just how fluent his feet are, it'll be a wrap. Denver gets the average quarterback that I was just talking about in Daniel Jones. So who knows what John Elway's doing and who knows what his plan is. But I just have a feeling that John Elway's going to be out of a job soon. They need to get a real talent evaluator in there. But sorry, Denver fans, you got Daniel Jones in the second round. All right, Zach Allen. This is one of my favorite picks. Now, his Senior Bowl showing wasn't the best, but I really like this Zach Allen for the Lions. Hopefully he can get himself together, come combine time, really show some of that twitch that I saw at Boston College. So I really think that that could be a good pick for the Lions. All right, so here we go. I do have the Cowboys trading up to pick number 47 with the Carolina Panthers, giving them a 4th and getting a Mr. Taylor Rapp. So here we go. Taylor Rapp, Nasir Adderley. Taylor Rapp, Nasir Adderley. For me and for Cowboys fans, I just want you guys to know that I think that Taylor Rapp is not only better than Nasir Adderley, I think that he's the best safety in this class. But what happens throughout the draft process is these guys go to these all-star games. They kind of become, you know, media-friendly guys, and you kind of forget about just how good some of these other players are. I mean, but this safety class now, the Abram kid from Mississippi State, Thornhill, all their tags are touching. But for me, Rapp kind of stands out because of his work in the slot and the way that he's able to carry receivers, the way that he's able to carry. And though he's a smaller build, I just see more of a leader. I see more of an alpha dog, and I think that his awareness is something that you just think about. Jeff Heath in that playoff game, right? I mean, the fake happened and slow. You know, Jared Goff is running you like, Jeff Heath, you didn't see that fake? So it's little things like that that I think that Taylor Rapp, though Jeff Heath is a good player, I think at the safety position, we need an upgrade. So I think that the Cowboys will really upgrade that safety position getting Taylor Rapp. I'm going to go out on a limb right now and say the Cowboys messed up by not drafting a Budda Baker. Small, didn't fit the bill. Who cares? He's a good football player. Taylor Rapp kind of in that same vein, but he's a Chris Peterson coach kid, and he's a really, really good football player. Cowboys, you got to draft this guy. Well, at least in my mock draft you do. So that's kind of, and I'm going to get to him in my player breakdowns and my player rankings, and so you guys can see. But I really like that pick for the Cowboys. I think it would be worth the fourth. And then you guys got to also understand, I know that we want D-line help, but you got to follow the trends. Rob Marinelli is going to go in the draft room and say, give me a fourth-round plugger. Give me a Colin Sanders. Give me somebody who's going to fall. Give me a Mac. Give me, you know what I mean? And guess what? The Cowboys are going to do it. So if we're going to get that playmaker at safety, I think that the best one is Taylor Rapp. Kind of continuing on, I think that Mack Wilson, I jumped all the way down to the end of the second round. I think that Mack Wilson will be a steal, an absolute steal for the Kansas City Chiefs. So you guys kind of, and then obviously Jonathan Abram, one of my favorite players from the Philadelphia. He gets the Philadelphia Eagles take him from Mississippi State. He's either very hit or very miss. I almost wanted to give him to the Cowboys, but again, very hit, very miss. He has games where he looks like a stud. He has games where he just takes bad angles. He doesn't wrap up. He arm tackles. He kind of flies in there and bounces off running backs and receivers. So that's another reason why I took Rapp. He's just a very instinctual football player. So you guys let me know what you guys think of this 2-round mock. Again, I didn't go over every pick because that would take way too much time. But I wanted to kind of just ease my way into this draft season. I'm still watching a bunch of film. I'm still trying to, you know, get my bearings. I've been covering the Cowboys all this year. So you guys let me know what you guys think. Don't forget, hit the follow button on Instagram. Bowie Broncos 8U. You guys already know. Keep supporting my music. It's your boy Foots the King. Peace.